everyone, welcome to the channel. In today's video, I will be teaching you how to calculate RDA. So, what is actually RDA? RDA stands for Recommended Dietary Allowance. It tells us the average amount of a nutrient a healthy person needs per day. We use it to make sure the body grows well, stays healthy, and doesn't develop deficiencies. Basically, it's like a daily guide for how much energy and nutrient you should get from your food. Now, why do we calculate RDA? We calculate RDA to make sure people get enough nutrients every day. It helps us to prevent deficiencies, avoid malnourish, and guide proper diet planning. It's useful not only for individuals but also for planning diets for groups like schools or hospitals. Basically, it's a tool to monitor and improve overall health. Now we know what RDA is and why it's important. Let's see how we actually calculate it. There are a few steps involved, starting with height conversion, then calculation of BMI, then determination of ideal body weight, which is IBW, then energy requirement, and then protein requirement, fat requirements, calculation of carb requirement, and fiber. We'll go through each step one by one. So by the end, you will know exactly how to calculate RDA for macronutrients and micronutrients. So step one in RDA calculation is converting height into centimeters and meters. We follow a standard formula. 5 feet is equal to 152.4 centimeters, and for every additional inch we add 2.5 centimeters. For example, a woman is 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighs 80 kgs. We calculate it as 152.4 plus 6 times 2.5, which gives us 167 centimeters. Then we convert that into meters for BMI by dividing by 100. That becomes 1.67 meters. Step 2 is calculating BMI, which stands for body mass index. The formula is very simple: weight in kilograms divided by height in meters squared. Once you get the BMI value, you compare it to the standard classification given by WHO. Below 18.5 is considered underweight, and if it falls above 40, it's obesity grade 3. For example, if woman weighs 80 kilograms and her height is 1.67 meters, her BMI is 80 divided by 1.67 into 1.67, which gives us 28.7. That falls in overweight range. Step 3 is ideal body weight, or IBW. We use a formula for this, the Hamby formula. Hamby is more commonly used in clinical practices. For males, ideal body weight is 48 kilograms for 5 feet plus 2.7 kilograms for every additional inch. For females, it's for 45.5 kilograms for 5 feet plus 2.3 kilograms for every additional inch. For example, if a female is 5 feet 6 inches, we calculate 45.5 plus 6 times 2.3, which gives IBW of 59.3 kilograms. Step 4 is calculating the energy requirement. For this, we multiply IBW by an activity factor. If person is underweight, we use 30 kilocalories per kilograms. For someone normal, 25 kilocalories. Overweight, reduce it to 20 kilocalories, and someone malnourished, we increase it to 35. The formula becomes energy equals to IBW multiplied by activity factor. For example, IBW is 59, BMI falls over weight range. We use 20 kilocalories per kilograms, which gives us 1180 kilocalories. Step 5 is calculating protein requirement. Protein is always calculated based on body weight, and the requirement usually range from 0.5 to 1.2 grams per kilogram, depending on patient condition. For example, normal individual can be given around 1.2 to 1 gram per kilogram, while in some clinical conditions we reduce and increase accordingly. Once we have total protein in grams, we convert it into kilocalories by multiplying by 4, because 1 gram of protein provides 4 kilocalories. After that, we convert into percentage of total energy. We take the protein kilocalories divided by total calories, multiply by 100, which gives us percentage contribute. Before we move ahead, we need to understand how RDA table works. We use a simple three-column nutrients, actual RDA and modify RDA. The actual RDA is standard recommended distribution. Carbohydrate 65%, protein 15%, fat 20%. These are general guidelines for balanced diet, but for every patient is different, and their needs change depending on their BMI condition and ideal body weight. So we calculate protein first, convert into percentage, and place it the value under the modified RDA in protein group. For example, if our calculate protein turns out to be 24, we enter 24 in modified RDA under proteins. Then we adjust our percentage for carbohydrates and fats. So the total always come back to 100%. If patient is obese, we reduce the fat percentage, shift those calories to proteins or carbohydrates. In this case, fat become 15, protein is 24, carbohydrate would fill the rest 61. Next, we calculate fat requirement. Fat is derived from percentage value we set in modified RDA. In this case, patient is obese. We give only 15% of total calories. So first step is calculating fat kilocalories. We take 15 divided by 100, multiply by total energy of 1180. This gives us 177 kilocalories. Since 1 gram of fat provides 9 kilocalories, we simply divide 177 by 9. That gives us 19 grams per day. Now we calculate carbohydrates. Carbohydrates fill the remaining calorie gap after we adjust protein and fats. In our case, modified RDA gave us 61% of carbohydrates. So we take 61 divided by 100 multiplied by total calories 1180. This gives us around 1720 calories of carbohydrates. Since 1 gram of carbohydrates provides 4 kilocalories, we divide 720 by 4. That gives us 180 grams of carbohydrates per day. Next, to calculate dietary fiber requirement, we use the standard reference. 25 grams of fiber is recommended for 1000 kilocalories. So we apply cross multiplication to match our patient total calories. 25 grams divided by 1000 kilocalories is equals to X gram divided by 1180 kilocalories. Cross multiply it, we get 29.5 grams of fiber. This gives us fiber requirement for an 1180 kilocalorie diet. Now for micronutrients do not require calculation like carbohydrates, protein or fat. Their RDA is directly taken from the national guideline or standard textbooks. We simply refer the recommended values for each vitamin and mineral. If patient has clinical condition, we adjust it based on the guidelines. For example, sodium needs careful modification in hypertension, renal disease, or any other heart issues. But generally, micronutrients are chosen straight from the reference RDA table. And that brings us to the end of the video. This is complete step-by-step process for calculating RDA from height, weight, IBW and BMI to macronutrients distribution, energy breakdown, and finally adding micronutrients from standard guidelines. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. More clinical nutrition breakdowns are coming soon. Thank you for watching.